What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. I've been getting some people asking me to weigh in on the Corey Holcomb, Zoe Williams situation, and I am aware of, Corey Holcomb. Not necessarily because of his comedy, because I haven't really paid attention to that. But I remember when he had like little beefs with like Tommy Sotomayor. I believe he weighed in on the Kevin Samuels thing in a pejorative way. But I didn't even get a chance to watch. I just heard about it. But I do know that he has a popular radio show called The 5150 Show, which has a lot of panelists on there. Including one, Zoe Williams. I believe it's now in Los Angeles, but I do believe that Corey is from Chicago. Now, this show has been going on for a few years. I think Zoe has been on the show for 10 years. And recently there has been some tension on that show. And it revolves around another person that's associated with the show in some form of another, by a guy by the name of Grady, who, Zoe actually thinks is a cool guy. Corey Holcomb thinks he's an F-boy. And so, I don't know if Grady is actually on the show, but it seems that Zoe was asking Corey not to go in on Grady, and then Corey Holcomb actually publicly went in on Grady, okay? And then it appears that as Zoe was trying to call him out on it and stick to that position, Corey Holcomb then started taking some personal shots at Zoe Williams, saying things like, nigga, you owe me money, and, that you're the weakest link that I have on the show. You're soft. Now, if you guys remember, he beat up Aries Spears when he was drunk, right? And that cost $20,000, and Zoe Williams didn't have the money. Corey Holcomb loaned him that money, but then Corey Holcomb told him that, according to Zoe Williams, you don't owe me that money, don't worry about it. And Zoe was like, as soon as I hit a lick, I'll pay you back. Well, it's been many years, and Zoe Williams has not been in a position to give him that money back, and Corey Holcomb kind of holds it over his head, right? And Corey was kind of maybe trying to antagonize him a little bit on the show. Like, I'm not Aries Spears. You're not going to beat me up. You're not going to come at me, and vice versa. And Zoe Williams was pretty much saying that he was a hypocrite in the way that he behaves. But what I really saw on the show, and I deal with black male issues. You look at the fact that money or fame or status doesn't give you respect for your brothers, okay? A lot of times we think that's going to happen. And what we see is a lot of brothers in the NBA, they snitch on each other behind a female or try to one-up each other. But the discussion that they were having should have been had off the record, okay? And that's something that as black men, we should have enough respect for one another to have it off the record. But Corey Holcomb and Zoe, and when it got too far, it seems like Zoe should have just got up and left, instead of trying to go back and forth with Corey, because the more that they started talking, the more he was, denigrating him and talking bad about him. But what killed me is the other people that were around. I don't know them, on the show. They were either too afraid to say anything or wanted to see it escalate. Okay? And see, here's my thing. When we are in front of the world, and I've had this issue too, so I'm not perfect. Somebody that really cares about you is going to say, hey, listen, guys, we need to, we need to stop this shit. Okay? Because we can't have ourselves looking bad like this. We need to let the cooler heads prevail. And this is something that, I would expect from maybe a younger person, like, 18, 19, 20. Corey Holcomb has to be at least, if not in his late 30s, he got to be in his early 40s. All right. Zoe Williams definitely is in his 40s. Okay. But the two of them are sitting around. Actually, Corey Holcomb's like 52. And they're sitting around basically arguing about something that's minuscule. And at 52, this brother doesn't have no respect for black men, especially a black man that has contributed to your platform. Like Zoe Williams is, you can listen to. I went to his YouTube page. He's a bright man. He's a very smart guy. All right. But and you can tell that he adds to the show. Okay, from what I've seen. But Corey, because he thinks that, I don't know, maybe because he's a guy that feels like, because it's my show, I can treat people any kind of way. It appears to me, not that I watch it a lot, but when I do see it, it seems like he mistreats people that's on the cast. All right. And this is something that we got to understand as brothers, man. Respect for one another is key. I'm not talking about, people that, you just trolling you in YouTube comments. I'm talking about people you have real relationships with. We cannot build relationships with one another. We cannot build businesses with one another if we don't know how to handle disagreements. When things are personal, and if there's something that we need to get off our chest, black men need to have respect, okay? And we can respectfully, if it comes to where it's to blows, or if it comes to, you got to yell, we need to keep those things as much off the record as we can, because at the end of the day, and I'm going to tell you black men this, you're all I have, all right? I've been in this business since 2015. Okay, with the good and the bad. And I know I talk a lot of trash here and everything like that, right? But a lot of black men that have supported me and that have looked out for me as subscribers, have looked out for me as fellow content creators. Do you know why we can do what we do for one another? The Kevin Samuels of the world, the Japs of the world, the Obsidians of the world, the Solo TV84s, the LAR movements of the world. And if I can go into other sectors, Wody Maya, George Macon, Dynasty Mirror, all the guys that have helped me and I've helped make money, help me make money. We have a respect. That don't mean that we don't agree. That don't mean I ain't cussed their ass out before. Because if you ask any of them, we've had some real heated conversations offline. But the thing about it is that at the end of the day, these are my brothers. Okay? At the end of the day, I don't have another community that I can go to. Okay? Because the contribution that Zoe made to his show, the white man not gonna do that. And we gotta be able to, understand that if you get in your 40s, 50s, like Corey Holcomb, you're a disrespect for black men and your brothers. As money is not what changed that. All right. And we have to do better than that, brothers. I know sometimes things can get heated, but like I agree with George Macon's assessment. The brother's not probably going to be able to come back. You disrespected this man. You made that man feel very bad. And now, because you felt like at the time checking him, you're going to lose the asset of person that was contributing to what you were doing. So I just wish that, as brothers, I think it was a bad look for black men. And I don't know how you brothers see it. Some of you guys watch the show, but from what I saw, that was my take. What do you think, brothers? Subscribe, hit the bell. I really appreciate you, brothers, for all that you do. Subscribe, hit the bell. Check out the first comment pinned to the top. And as you know, the buffoonery remains at an all-time high. I'm out.